She's juiced. Alright, baby. You get this thing ready to go. Get her on the boat. It's supposed to warm up a little bit. Tomorrow, next day, gotta rewire up the starter. Come on, Knot. This cold weather. Ugh. Too much for me. So one thing I noticed, or I need, starter bracket doesn't have the place for the solenoid. You know, I wanted to just bolt everything up. I don't want to just let everything hang like I did originally. And then also I noticed all of this needs to be installed. Everything's in that blue bin. So let me see what I can find to mount that solenoid on here. Hopefully it's in here. I see there's a mount right there. There's a solenoid. I put it on this bolt. And then hopefully it's not going to rub on anything. This is already loose. I think tight enough it's not going to go anywhere. The rubber, baby. I need the rubber. Oh, it don't start rubbing on anything. This can be trimmed off. Don't hit this. I don't know if it will or not. Did it make that mark right there? Maybe. I'll trim that off. I ain't worried about it. That should do it, I hope. Let's see, this has to go like this. Big pain in the butt. I need ground here. Starter wire here, starter wire here. Look. Yeah, I still got all that linkage and everything. I totally forgot about all of this stuff. Look what I did. An old buddy of mine from the old place over there on Lake Fairview was in town. Came by and went to lunch. I said, hey man, help me drag this boat over here. He's like, all right. I couldn't get it out over there by myself. Too much for one guy with a bad back. So we rolled it right back in here. I think I should be able to pull this thing in and out with the van. And but I got to get the bimini thing finished and button things up and blah blah blah. These trim tabby things I put on, I'm going to replace those with some aluminum. They're getting all crappy looking. And we'll see what happens and get this damn motor done. Got the shift linkage all put in. And back over here, I found this shorter one here. This was just too long. You know, stupid looking. And I found this one, but man, this thing is stiff as a board. And I'm like, screw that. So I made one. This was already done here, just probably off an old trolling motor or something. And I put this piece on, so should be good. Get that on there, then this is pretty much done, besides the big cable. And then I'm still going to use my starter button that I made. I just clip it on for now until I pick up a new one of these from any parts store. You get them for about, they're probably up around 13 bucks now. I used to be 10 bucks, and they work good. So I'll just be using that again. And then the only thing really left is to clean up a pull start. I got one hanging around here somewhere. But the old one that was on here looked so great. I'm just going to tear it apart, put a new spring in it, swap the spring, put it back on instead of spending all the time trying to clean up that other one. So, stupid me, real quick. When I first got this starter out, and it was all rusty, crusty looking, and look at this. I put it in the muriatic acid to get the rust off of everything, right? Then, dummy me didn't complete the job. If you don't grease everything up, it's just going to rust back up again. So if you use the muriatic acid, get the rust off, grease it up. Now I've already sprayed this with a little PB, you know, loosen it all up and everything. This nut down here is an absolute disaster. I don't even know if I can get that clean again. Man, what a disaster. It's got to have contact. Get some PB, spray it on there, let it soak, I guess. Alright, so real quick, you see these cables? This is what I'm going to be using. Everything on here, same thing, was rusty as hell. And I had let it soak overnight. And the stuff I use, I just bought it one day at Home Depot, didn't know if it worked or didn't work or what the deal was. And it works. It's this color. I had these in there soaking. And it's called Concrete and Metal Prep, Rust Remover and Surface Prep. So it actually removed the rust. But if I don't treat this somehow, it's probably going to come back. So I'll put some PB on it, and then maybe just take some grease and just, you know, wipe it down real good. But this stuff works. Now if I could just get that nut off, well, if I could get the nut off, I'd just replace it, but I could try and throw a little bit of this on there, but I don't know if it's going to work. Really needs to be soaking. If I could wrap this on it overnight, kind of thing, that might work. Give it a shot, right? What the hell? Let me get a small piece of this. We just wrap it up. Just wrap it up, baby. Hoo hoo hoo. Let me see if I got a little zip tie handy. One of them little ones. Alright, I got a little one here. See if I can get it on there where it's going to stay. Hey, pour a little bit more. I noticed too, there's so many bolts on this thing that are rusty. Yeah, I'm gonna get some grease on these. Just take a rubber glove, some marine grease, and lather them up. So what I'm doing with my push button starter is wrapping the wire coming in all the way around because it's so long. I don't need all that damn wire hanging out. And then what I do here is just clip this on that positive. Yeah, let's get this tight now. I don't even have a battery up here to start this thing with. So hopefully the pull starter's gonna work. Well, I hope this damn solenoid is good. Tighten this ground. And then this will be my kill switch over here. I got lost one of these clamps going up to the ignition. Broke off. They're a pain in the butt, but you can reuse them if you got the time and everything. Tear them apart. I'm just not liking this for some reason. This stupid rubber boot kind of pissing me off. Check this linkage. It still had a little bit of slop in it. When I took it all apart, I thought it was going to be fine, and it did take up some of the slop. And it looks great right here looking at it. It's pretty tight. So why? I don't know if there's much more I can do to it. I can try. You just get a pair of channel locks up there and gently squeeze it. If you squeeze it too hard, you break it. So I pulled that little rag off better. It's kind of turned it black. There's some stuff called OSPHO or something like that. It returns rust back to metal. So it kind of does the same thing. And see if I can get it to look any better. Wonder if that might have loosened it up or I can get it off. I do not want to screw this thing up. The wire brush on the drill and just hit it with that. I don't want to tear this whole freaking thing apart again. Oh! Yeah, I got a little shine on it. We'll see, that should probably work. Alright, so this is the one that was on there. And like I said, it's in good shape, it's already clean. I don't have to worry about cleaning it up. It was so tight. So I loosened it up, reset it. Put the lock bolt nut back on top, I should say, nut. Shot a little PV in there, but look how nice and smooth it is now. Beautiful. That was part of the problem. Trying to pull this damn thing. I've got a little bit of, I don't want to call it slop, but a little bit of play. In other words, in plain English, I can't get all the way to full throttle. Alright, so right there I'm at full throttle. That's as far as the car will travel. The butterfly. Then I come back down. It's stiff. And I'm right before my first mark, which is where, you know, nice place to be. And I set my stop screw. So let's say I'm cruising along, and I want to hit full throttle, it won't go. Now if I push this up to the stop over here, I got that far to go. Carb's fully open. This type of carb stops for it at full throttle. It originally had all that slop. And I did my north, south, east, and west tapping on the brass plate. And to tap it here, then here, and here, and here. Just take a screwdriver. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 real gently. I did it real fast. I whacked it a little bit too hard. It was a little bit stiff when I put it back together. And it wasn't a very good, detailed, you know, how I really do it. So I'm thinking that's why it's so stiff at the end here. When this thing comes all the way around the plate, it's hitting a high or a low spot on the brass retainer. So what I'm going to try and do is to tear this whole thing apart and get in there and try to lift it up. That's why I say I do the four corners, north, south, east, and west. Because then I know, I used to go around and just tap it in a circle. Tap, 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 tap. Then I just started doing the corners. So I knew where it was. If I screwed it up, I could fix it. So these wires are so stiff, and they're hitting. And I heated them up and bent them back a little bit. They still want to come over here and hit it at full throttle. Right here is one little wire hanger. I'm going to remove that too and bend these things back so they're not like that. All I got to do is heat them up. This heat shrink is what gets real hard. The wires are still But what I'm going to do, see if this is going to work or not. I've kind of done it before. Alright, let's try these needle nose. So what I'm going to do is try to push the plate up gently in different positions to see if I can move that plate up just a hair. Just enough to... Now it might not be this spot, it might be this spot, it might be this spot, it might, you know, north, south, east, and west. But we'll... Well, one thing I just realized, you don't see any lizards around this place like the other place. And that brass is real soft. It don't take much to bend it. And I don't want to get too loose. I can't get any real good leverage over there. There we go. Boom, see there? Hee hee hee. I'm not slamming it. Now here's a slam. Boom. Here's normal. It worked. I backed the boat in a little too far. I'm all wedged in back here. I can't get that thing up there. So real quick, let me show you something. My buddy Josh, big guy, Jumbo, worked on that little 6-horse, I think it was, for him. And then we took his boat and test ran the 35 beef build, ran his motors, blah blah blah. Anyway, he sent me a text. He used to live in this area, I believe, and he's got a buddy that still lives around here, and his buddy sent him this, and then he sent it to me. Let's see if I can get, I don't know if I can get, that's a cooler full of crappie right here, Lake Harris, last week. And that's where these guys have been fishing. I haven't gotten that far yet. You know, they haven't done anything. You know, that one time one guy caught 10, 11, he said. The other guy caught 5 and threw back 2 or something. And they're probably out there today. And it's like I said, which I don't blame them, wait till it warms up, then go out. Because it's just brutal out there when it's cold. And oh, don't tell me I can't get this thing out of there. I think that got it. Yay! I don't even think I'm going to mess with the heat gun. Just use a lighter. Do one at a time, I think. Here. My kill switch is going to go over here, and then I am going to have to drill another hole for the starter switch. Oh no, I'm not going to, because I'm not leaving the starter on unless somebody wants to buy it. But I need that starter for other motors. We'll see. They're just too expensive. Okay. It's going to loosen up after it gets broken in. And it's going to pull start real easy. So put the kill switch back where it goes. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, baby, she's on. See if I can get a pull here. Ooh, you hear that thump thump. Oh. It's going to be a bear until it gets broken in. All that honing on the piston walls, cylinder walls, all scratched up. She needs to run. Oh yeah. You see, if you got it tuned up just right, man, that's all you need. Thump thump. Boom. Tuned up, juiced up, that second thump. Catch fire. Boom. Alright. I gotta clean it. Had to drill this out a little bit. I got shavings down in there. This thing here, it's got like crap on it. It needs to be cleaned off. Get a zip tie or something on there. And get the boat ready.
Oh yeah, baby.